If you are just tuning in, I am your Trini resident on Represent Radio 107.3 FM, Blase Vanguard, live and direct in Brixton. And you know, once again, I got special guests in the building with me right now. This is why I love summer in London, most of all, because man, when my friends from home just come over here and Carnival is coming up and the sun is outside and I'm feeling warm because it does get cool out here, Shari. It does get cool. I just get fed up. I just make escape plans. But right now it feels good to be here. Feels good to be here with my very special guest, SHARI PETTI, in the building.
Happy to be here.
SHARI, welcome back.
Yes, I love that back, you know.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm back.
Yeah. It's good to see you again. Didn't we have a good time last year?
We sure did.
Yeah.
Such a great conversation. Such meaningful work that you're doing. Everybody's doing.
And what you doing? Come on, man. So last year you was doing a live screening of Fantastic Friday.
Yes.
At the Rio.
At the Rio. By a minute shorts, yes.
And you did the panel discussion after as well. So talk about that experience last year and how it felt for you.
Yo, for me, I think that was my first time listening to a non-Trini audience react to the work.
Yeah.
And like, I was actually nervous at first because I was like, damn, will they like understand the context? Like, you know, will they understand the jokes? And, you know, listening to the audience, I was like, okay, cool. Yes, successful. We did it.
Yeah.
You know, they got the jokes, they got the context, and it didn't even have subtitles, and people understood it and were able to come up to me afterwards and be like, yo, like it was so refreshing to see work from the Caribbean like this, especially. So honestly, I had a great time, really grateful for that opportunity, for real.
Was there any reaction that was maybe unexpected or like particularly memorable?
I think there was like this South African girl came up to me and she was like, you know, like hearing different accents, like, you know, throughout the screen, she was like, you know, hearing different accents and like really understanding and seeing this culture that they haven't like seen in this way before.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, we have a lot of narrative films from Trinidad, but you know, there's so many filmmakers, and you might not see every single film that exists. Yeah. But I guess for the first time, it was her first time experiencing a film from Trinidad, and to see that she's from South Africa, living in London, and it resonated with her just as deeply as a Trinidadian. You know, I felt like, okay, you know, I'm doing something of worth here.
Yeah.
It felt really validating, and we kept in contact, and you know, I met a lot of people through that screening. Even the screening that I'm having soon, when I was looking through the photos, I realized the curator was there, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, that's where he saw the film, you know. So now I'm here again.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, man, listen, it sounds like you had a great time last year.
I sure did.
Which is why you are back, and it's amazing. And we're going to talk about that some more. But first, we're going to take a quick break. Right now, if you're just tuning in, this is Represent Radio with SHARI PETTI, Trinidad and Tobago filmmaker extraordinaire. We're taking a quick break. Don't go anywhere. This is Blase Vanguard on Represent Radio. Yes, people, welcome back. I'm in conversation with SHARI PETTI, and tonight, this evening, it is all about Fantastic Friday on a Wednesday. Friday on a Wednesday. Yes, we have a live screening of the Fantastic Friday short film created by SHARI at the Talawa Theatre, Park Lane, Croydon. Today, free entry, music, film, not just your film, but other films. Help me.
Yes, other films as well.
Yeah.
There'll be like a film from Jamaica, a film from the UK as well, a couple of films from the UK, and then my film is the only film from Trinidad. So I think it's about
Represent.
In total 6 short films you could expect today.
Okay.
Yes.
So, what feels different this year?
What feels different? I feel this year, I feel even more confident in the work, for sure. I feel like, you know, I'm able to speak even more clearly about certain things that I, while I make the work. While you're making the work, sometimes you think you know everything about the world, you think you know everything about the character, and then as you watch it more and more, and as people give you more feedback, it's like, wow, like, okay, I didn't see that. I didn't even realize I was doing that or this or whatever.
Yeah.
And it felt really validating to be invited even to show this film again. Like, I didn't submit it to a festival or anything. It was curated, and I feel even more grateful to be a part of like a screening with so many other brilliant filmmakers, from Jamaica. One of my friends, Caleb, he's screening a show from Jamaica, and also there's a film called Car Bride that I saw last year as well, and that's screening again this year. So it feels, I feel like I'm finally like in my dharma. Are you familiar with dharma?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like I feel like.
Break it down for me just a little bit, and for the people.
So I feel like last year I was figuring things out. I was like, okay, yes, I'm a filmmaker, I'm doing this thing, but there was still some doubt. And this year even this trip, I really trusted myself in a major way. Like, for example, I gave up my apartment. In May, I moved all my stuff to my brother's place, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going on this journey. I don't have everything planned out, but I applied to every single thing that could possibly exist and look out for as many opportunities as possible. And I've had like 4 free plane trips and a lot of free accommodation along the way, and this is like feeling like the final stop of my long journey since then.
You've been on an adventure.
And it's all things that I enjoy doing. Is film and stuff that I love, work that I made and put so much work into. Like even Fantastic Friday, it was self-funded. I tried really hard to get support for it financially, and it feels really great to still be pushing with it and getting the I guess acknowledgement for the hard work that I put in, and all the other people who worked on this film honestly put in.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, man. And the fact that they're asking to see it again. The fact that it has replay value must feel very good to you.
I was so surprised when they reached out. I was like, oh, okay. Like I didn't even know how you saw this film until, as I said, I went through the photos and I realized, oh, you were there. That was shocking to me, and I appreciate it so much,
of
honestly, because these are the things that I prayed for, I dreamt of for so long, and sometimes even some days I'm like, am I even really doing this thing? This is insane that I'm getting to travel for my work and show as many people my culture as possible, as many people as possible, what's going on my amazing island, the people, the amount of creativity that we have going on there. I'm just excited to show us as much as possible.
And it's like, what's so great about that is just, it's so natural coming from you, like, your creativity, and people are just tapping into it, and you getting to go to all of these places just because you do what you love to do and you believe wholeheartedly in like in what you love to do.
You really had to believe, honestly.
You have to believe.
If anybody had to believe, it had to be you, for real, for real. It starts with you for sure.
So we're talking about past projects becoming present again, which is amazing, and we have to talk about what's coming up next. We have to talk about the mass prep, but we're gonna take our next break. Some more music. Since we're talking about mass prep, we had to play something about mass.
Right,
let me find something. Let me find something. Do not go anywhere. This is Represent Radio. Welcome back. Mass prep is an immersive journey into the vibrant world of traditional mass makers in Trinidad and Tobago, the wider Caribbean, and the diaspora. This docu-series intentionally adapts the form of documentary to provide a rare look into the personal lives of practitioners of the mass, alongside stunning visuals of their performances, exploring the mass makers' motivations for keeping those traditions alive. And?
Correct.
Yeah. Yes, welcome back. I'm here with SHARI Petty, and we're talking about the new docu-series, screening somewhere near you. You understand?
Yes.
The mass prep. So let me talk about it.
Mass prep. Yo, this is like, years in the making. Like, I first got the idea in 2018.
Yeah.
I, tried shopping it around in 2019, and finally in 2020, I was able to like do my first 2 episodes.
Right.
So, each episode is about a different traditional mask character. So the first one is on the Blue Devil, second one is on the Moko Jambi. I have one on Jab Molassie, one on Burukit, Dragon Mask, Dolly Mask, Stick Fighter, and the last one I'm hoping to document as much traditional mask in the diaspora right here in the UK.
Yes.
So, like that's been the project I've been working on furiously for the last couple of years, and I'm doing a residency. I'm the artist in residence at Oxford Brookes University this year. So I'll be there, right? Showing the episodes that I've completed so far, and then, discussing archiving carnival, showing music videos and other carnival films I've done over the years, all these things. And I'm excited. This is the first season of Mass Prep. Eventually I'll be showing it, I'll be releasing it on YouTube, but season 2 I want to like travel the Caribbean, and I've been traveling the Caribbean these past couple months and meeting so many amazing filmmakers and mask makers, and researching, touching base, so that when I'm ready to activate for season 2, the Caribbean fully covered. We have it locked, because we have so much going on here that we don't even know as much about, like, really tapping into the history, really tapping into these artists who I feel like you place them anywhere else in the world, they're like the most amazing performance artists that could ever exist. But sometimes, you're so used to seeing it around all the time in your own country. It's just, he does do that, he does walk stick, he does, play devil, but it's like serious things. Some people dedicate their whole lives to these things since 5 years old. So many people I interviewed since 5 years old, they've been doing these things, and I'm so excited that people are finally getting to see what we've been up to. Like, even back in June, I had a shorter screening, and people were like, y'all have all these things happening at once in Trinidad? I'm like, we do.
And it's almost like a blessing and a curse. We're familiar with so much excellence, and then like people come and they just get a little taste. They ain't even get in, because of course we know we live in there,
listen.
And people just get a little piece and they keep coming back.
And they're so blown away, and it's like, yes, be blown away. This is like,
absolutely,
a lot of resilience was put into the existence of these characters. There's a lot of history behind it, and I'm really glad that I finally was able to create a body of works around it. I had support from like the Ministry of Tourism in Trinidad, Film TT, Punchin' Rum, where a lot of these characters they use.
Big up Punchin',
right? Big up Punchin', I'm saying.
Serious?
Right, Punchin'. They give me some funds and they support me.
Forest Park.
Forest Park. Right? Big up Forest Park. So, I'm glad. I'm so glad that I shot all the 7 episodes that I had to shoot in Trinidad. The last 3 I'm editing right here, just finishing up the edits on my own. But, I'm so excited that I'm able to show the 4 episodes that I completed so far.
That's amazing. Okay, so it's 4 you've completed so far.
Yeah, 4 are edited, and I've been screening those for the past couple months. Even last year in November in Trinidad, for the first time I showed the full 4 publicly. And, there's a sold out screening. People really enjoyed it.
Screening.
Right?
Come on, man.
So now I'm in London showing the 4 again. And, continuing to learn as much about the diaspora and how we were able to bring it back.
100%. 100%. Do you know what? It is such a blessing that, I have a space like this where people who are so excited about our culture could get them to come here and like sit and talk about what they've done as well. And this is,
for this space,
of course, no, thank you for being here in this space. But like, this is the question. This is my last question before we have to go and my next guests have to come in. And thank you so much once again for being here, Shari Petty in the building, all here. But this is my last question for you. How vindicating it must feel, right? That you've been doing this, I know you've been doing this for a while, and everything that has led up to the docu-series now, alongside all the things that you've done so far, and it's culminating now into a residency where not only are you going to show people what you're excited about right now, but what you've been doing, and they get to really take in all the things that have come from your mind, from like, your collaboration, from your tenacity, from not stopping. How does that feel right now in this space?
Honestly, I've been so emotional these past couple months. Like I don't know, I just do these things because I'm so curious about these things, and I'm passionate about these people and my culture for so long.
Yeah.
And I feel like even growing up, a part of it was taken away from me because I grew up strictly religious, so I didn't get to see a lot of these things. So I feel like as soon as I got to do my own thing, I was like, okay, let me learn as much as I can and document as much as I can, and make sure that these things don't die, and that years from now you can't even find a video on YouTube or in an archive about certain characters. Burkis was almost non-existent before I was able to meet another group, actually brought it back to Trinidad in a big way, and I was like, yo, like need to make sure that these things are available. So even if it does die out, there's a manuscript, a mass prep manuscript. These are the steps of how you could get your material. These are the things you need to do to prepare and to give it the kind of devotion that's required to really manifest these characters in a great way. So honestly, I'm happy that the things that in my mind and the things that I'm genuinely curious about are manifesting in real life, and excited to see the journey moving forward, because there's a lot of stuff that I'm writing right now, a lot of stuff that I want to continue to bring to y'all and bring to screen. So just looking for that funding, and I feel like now the more things I do, the more easily accessible certain opportunities are. So I'm really grateful, so grateful that people are paying attention and inviting me to show the work that I've been working so hard on. It feels really genuinely rewarding. I feel really appreciated.
I feel so inspired when you come up here, man.
Thank you
much
so much.
Love.
I'm so honored that you even invited me to be here.
Stop
for real. And keep doing your thing.
Yes,
keep doing
of
your
course.
thing. Showing them the amazing music that we have going on here in our country, for real.
Of course. Hey, you know what's going on, people. It's Shari. Fantastic Friday tonight, Talawa Theatre, Park Lane, Croydon. And where's the upcoming ones?
The mass prep screening on the 6th of July is in Oxford at Oxford Brookes University.
Right.
And
where you're doing the residency.
Where I'm doing the residency. And there's another talk I have on the 17th of July where I'm going to be talking about archiving and the process of making all this work, not just mass prep, but everything, because everything is linked. Like even in Fantastic Friday, we get Carnival involved, and I feel like all those years of documenting mass, I'm able to, in a narrative form, understand even better how to communicate that, So everything kind of links. Everything links.
I hear it. Well, you heard it here, people. You know what to do, and I will see you in Croydon later. More music coming up next, and more talks coming up next. Keep it locked. This is Represent Radio.
Represent.